but hopefully everything is going to be okay. Hey, hey. Oh, we're here. We made it. No makeup on. And my hair is tied up. I'm not cute today, y'all, but I'm here. Let's see. Hey, Bev, how are you? We're going to be crafting in just a few minutes. Just let us get our sound together, and then we'll be ready to go. Happy Sunday. Hey, Groovy Gal, happy Sunday. We're going to be finishing our lesson on layering today. I'm super excited. We're talking about stamps and decoupage.
Start YouTube and
Mm-hmm.
okay, I'm still waiting.
Are you still waiting? I'm not seeing
Oh, there we
comments
are.
yet either. Are we there yet? For my folks on YouTube and Facebook, if y'all can just say, hey, how you doing? And let me know that you're here, that will be awesome. So we can make sure we're in the right place. Remember the one Sunday I went live on my personal page, baby? Hot Mess Express over here, y'all. Oh, he's still checking the sound over there. So today we're going to be going over stamps and decoupage. So stamping on top of your decoupage projects, just tips and tricks to make it easier for you guys. If you are a Roycycled Insider, you received your worksheets. You received your worksheets already, right? So Roycycled Insiders actually get worksheets during the week before every Sunday, and this is what we're going to be going over today. This week I also included a notes sheet, so you guys can take notes. And my sheets are black and white because I'm a dork and I haven't connected my color printer yet, but so I'm black and white, but there are in color when you guys print them out online.
Anytime you're ready.
I'm ready.
All right.
6 minutes, Dougie, press your own.
We need to say hello to, on YouTube, Handy and Honey, Helen R. from Pittsburgh, Vicki Moore, Marsha Walls from Michigan, Holly Borgman, Redeemed from Northern Michigan,
Oh, that's a distinction.
Pamela Craig from Cincinnati, and Lady J. Art and...
WKRP in Cincinnati. Sorry.
That's okay. Lady J. Art and Whatnots from California. Those are all our YouTubes at the moment.
Hey, YouTubes. And I brought 3 giveaways today, so we can give away something for each platform.
I got to turn me up just a little bit. There we go.
And I'm okay. I don't need to do my little booster thing over here.
I don't think so.
Okay.
But everybody tell me if it sounds okay. You sound fine. I think I was a little soft.
Okay.
All right.
Good.
Let's see. On Facebook, we have...
Ooh, it's hot in Arizona
It really
today,
is.
y'all.
I'm telling you, I was struggling.
Yeah.
I still am, to cool down. And like a genius, I put a black shirt on.
Oh.
It was the first one.
I need to put a split unit in here, like the one we have in the house, but smaller.
Yeah.
I know. Someday. Someday.
All right. So on Facebook, we have Becky Heron. We have Leanne Ziegel, Luann Vassallo, Brenda Wood, Connie Pop, Sandra McKeon Dispenza from South Carolina, Tammy Valoni, Doris Rushing, Tommy Quiroz. I mispronounced that.
Ketos.
Ketos, thank you.
I'm assuming, Tommy. You can correct me if I'm wrong.
Becky Knudsen from Minnesota with the most Minnesota name ever, Knudson.
Can you say that, Knudsen?
That is very Minnesota.
Mm.
Pamela Culpa-Dare from East Tennessee. Barbara Keene. I was going to say that's Batwoman, but that's not Batwoman. It's Kane.
Don't start me to lying, baby.
That's Betty Kane. No, Betty Kane was Batgirl from the 50s, not the Batgirl that you know today. That's Barbara Gordon.
From the 50s.
But, I can't think of her name.
My husband and I have, agreed that there are times when we have conversations verbally that really are not necessarily conversations with the other person. We're just talking, things out. But if the other person wants to, enter the conversation, they're welcome to. But, they're not obligated to.
Cinder, Peggy King, Cindy Dobson Lanford from Jones County. This is Cinder. Hi, Cinder. Kathleen O'Brien Hoovis. We'll get to that in a second. Rebecca Wiersma or Wiersma, Reber from Mississippi. Dorothy Eltimus, Erica Kevin Peck.
I'm messing with stuff, y'all.
Let's see.
Problems.
Martha Fishburne Brooks.
Hey, Mary from Kingman, how are you?
Brenda Woods watching from Arizona. Jill Gomez Haley from Ocala, Florida. Thank you, Becky Aaron says the sound is good.
Okay.
Connie Berkram, Maureen Peterson from Ocala, Florida. We got 2 Ocalas.
Oh.
Well, I'm going to do like everybody does from someplace you've never been. Do you guys
Do you
know
guys
each
know
other?
each other? You know, they could.
I'm
It could
assuming
really happen.
Ocala's bigger than like 1 block.
I know,
Yeah.
but you know.
Let's see. Brenda Wood says only 89 up here in Prescott.
Oh, good. We'll be heading to Flagstaff at the end of next month. So.
Tommy, yeah, I'm going to get to that because a couple of people have referenced it. Tommy says you are correct on a pronunciation.
Oh.
Shonda
Gotcha.
Kelso Cost. Oh, a Kelso. I love the 70s show, so I have to. Dawn, and it's always the hair. That's what we learned with Kelsos. It's the hair.
It's the hair.
Dawn Perry Headley from Pennsylvania. Angie Champagne. By the way, just saying, never won a Roycycled giveaway.
Who?
Angie says she's never won one.
Oh, well, we have 3 tonight, 1 for each platform. And for those who won last week, they did not go out this week. I apologize. But my assistant did not come this week. Kids are out of school. They were traveling this week.
You had other issues this week.
And I had other stuff going on too, yeah.
All right, let's wrap
Not
it up.
issues, stuff.
No, we'll get to that.
Issues implies like,
No, there was focus. There were things that needed to be done.
Yes.
So, Stacy Flowers Crop from Nashville, Connie King, Kathy Stokes from South Carolina, Cindy Shaw Rogers, Denise Rodriguez, DC Art, another great name. That's a good name. Debbie Diggs, Hampton, Virginia, Kim Reimars Lamar, Jeanette Pearson, Dorothy Altimus, Zoe Pinette. Let's see, Leanne Ziegel, Yvonne Joyce Craig for back row. Yes, Yvonne Craig.
Oh,
Later on
see?
TV. No, I'm thinking of the comic book.
oh,
And I want to say it was Betty. But is it Betty Kane? Is the Batwoman from the 1950s,
okay.
which is a different Batwoman than today.
I'm going to take your word for it, babe.
So Maureen Peterson, yeah, we don't know each other. Of course you don't. Yeah. Chris Schmidt, time to start crafting and chatting.
We're chatting right now. We're going to get to the crafting.
Cindy
If you're
Shaw-
new here, we do a lot of chatting on Sunday because we like to hang out with our peeps. But if you like more succinct videos, you can find them on my YouTube channel or on TikTok where they're really succinct, right?
Cindy Shaw Rogers loved your dancing video.
Oh, thank you. That was fun.
Susan Collins Starks from Farmersville, Texas. That tells me somebody we haven't seen before? Because I don't remember a Farmersville, Texas. Jane Neese from Fond du Lac. That's in Wisconsin, I know. Love Fond du Lac.
Oh,
Jonathan Brandmeyer's from Fond du Lac. He was a DJ. Very popular in Phoenix and Chicago.
Oh.
I knew him from Chicago.
from Chicago.
Michelle Doherty from Kentucky. And John Camo. It's Kim
Mary.
from the beautiful state of Arkansas. And there we go.
There we go.
There we go.
Thank you guys so much for joining us tonight. We are here on Facebook, on YouTube, and on TikTok. So if you're having a problem on any of the platforms, you can switch to one of the other ones. My name is Royce Bell, if we have anybody new, and the voice that you guys hear is my husband, David Bell, and together we make up Roycycled Treasure. So welcome you guys. Thank you guys so much for coming to hang out with us.
Sorry for the air conditioning, but
But it's hot.
and it ain't doing the job tonight.
I turned it down to 70. You can turn
Oh,
it down
I
if you
turned it
want.
down to 72. So,
You can turn it down if you want.
no, it's okay. We'll
Okay,
stick
I think
with
I'm cooling off now. I think it's kind of from running around a little bit. But tonight, you guys, we are in our series. This is the video 3, right, in a 4-part series. And we are talking about layering you have your transfers, your decoupage, your stamps, your stencils. And I get a lot of questions in my inboxes on how you layer things or what has to go first or how can you seal. So I thought I would do a whole series and we would just kind of take a deep dive on how to layer those things successfully. So on the first night we talked about, let me look at my notes. On the first night we talked about paint and decoupage paper, and this was the worksheet. On the second night we talked about transfers and decoupage paper, and this was the worksheet that went out. And then tonight we'll be talking about stamps and decoupage paper, and this was this week's worksheet along with a Roycycled kind of notepad page that I also included in that email. So if you are signing up to be a Roycycled Insider late, no worries, because I'm attaching everything from previous weeks to every email to make sure that you guys have everything. So let's get started because I have a lot. Y'all know I always try to do too much. Welcome to the Hot Mess Express, y'all. Things are not perfect here. We do it messy, we do it afraid, but the important part is that we do it, right?
All right, Judith Gramillion on YouTube. Thank you. Kathy Kane was Batwoman in the 1950s. She had a yellow costume, a red cape. She was trying to, it was very Lois Lane. She was trying to get Batman to marry her.
Oh.
Yeah, so.
She could have did it by herself. She didn't need Batman. I'm just saying.
Well, the new Batwoman is not worried about Batman at all. So,
So,
yeah.
she's a modern Batwoman.
Well, she's, yeah. Let's see.
Really, I'm going to put you guys down so you guys can see what I'm doing, okay?
All right, do we want to start with that and then talk about the big news, or talk about the big news and then start?
Let me get started, and then we can talk about the big news in between. Look, this is how many clipboards we're up to, you guys. We have a lot of clipboards going on. Let me put you guys over here just a little bit more. But I don't want to show my belly. Okay, so we're up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 clipboards, which we're going to get to. And I'm adding another project, y'all, because you know, why not? So I'm going to be talking about something that is not on your worksheets because I forgot to add it.
You made me laugh. I don't want to show my belly. I remember there was one night where we only had one device.
Yes.
And
my breasts were out.
Excuse me, all of my listeners. It was basically the boobies cam.
Oh, it was a little bit of decollage. It was fine. It was fine.
I was fine with it, but.
I don't know why this is on. Oh, wait, that's not what I want. Let's take that one off. Yeah. Okay. So we're going to start off tonight. I'm bringing out another piece of paper that we're going to work with because I forgot to adding texture using stamps. And so I'm going to start with that. I apologize. It's not included on your worksheets, but you guys do have your notepad, so you can take notes if you want. And so I'm going to be using the butterfly masterboard decoupage paper on this project. And I just want to note, if we have any Roycycled retailers on tonight, you guys please put up your websites where customers can find the decoupage paper, because I probably get that request in my inbox more than anything else, is where do I find the paper. So I picked this paper because it's kind of a lighter paper, and I know that it's going to be really transparent when I decoupage, but I want to add some texture. And so I'm going to be using Iron Orchid Designs Crackle stamp for this portion. And I do have, so IOD has a stamp, and it's nothing but textures. You guys do not judge the state of my stamps. They are used lovingly, usually with texture. So this one has like big crackles in it. I don't know if you guys can see that because it's all jacked, right? It has like big crackle. This one is more like an eggshell crackle finish on it. This one is like chippy paints. And so you get all 4 of these on one stamp. And this one is like scratched metal. And so these are the 4 stamps that come with it. And we're actually going to be using 2 of the 3 of these. And it's called Textures, this one is. But for this portion, because this is a pretty paper, I thought the crackle would be pretty with this. So that's what we're going to use. I'm going to be using ILD ink for this portion of the demonstration. Oh, man. Did I forget to grab plates? Surely I have a stack of plates over here. Me and George, I shouldn't say me and George. I'm not going to lie to y'all. George has been cleaning up my shed this week, so I don't know where everything is.
Yeah, I know. I had to move my chair and all
I
sorts of
know.
stuff.
That's
my one gripe. I had to move my chair.
I know. I'm just going to use this piece of cardboard right here. We're going to make it work, right? We're going to be like Tim Gunn. I've been watching Project Runway. Can you guys tell? Make it work. I like using my brayer with my stamps. I think it allows me to load my stamps perfectly. I actually should use, I'm not using my ink pads only because I'm a dork and I put some erasable ink in one of mine and I don't know which one is erasable. This one's not. And so I don't want to use my pads because if I use erasable ink, it's not going to work with this project because I'm going to be decoupaging over it. So I'm just loading my brayer And then I'm gonna load my crackle stamp. And my crackle stamp, you guys see I cut it into a little piece with like uneven edges. It's because I usually just like, I don't try to crackle the whole thing. I'm just gonna go and like touch it in different places. I don't need the whole thing to be crackled. And if my edges show, I want them to be irregular. I don't want to have like a super squared off crackle anywhere, right? And so this is a stone. Rarely do I use black. Usually I'm using the softer colors. So you guys can see there's just a soft crackle there that I'm using. Where is my ring light? He broke that down too. Lord have mercy for Jesus. I hope my lighting is okay, you guys. Usually I at least have the ring light, right?
Yeah, I don't know.
But he broke it down. It's fine. So I have a crackle that's on my board now. You guys can see that. I'm going to apply a little bit of heat so I can set my ink because we're going to decoupage over the top of this. And I don't want my ink to run everywhere. So I'm just going to take a few minutes and I am going to heat set this. And this is a question I get a lot too as people complain about their ink running. There's a couple of things that you can do. You can either wait for a few hours for your ink to cure, or if you're impatient like me, you can apply heat to cure your ink when you're using IOD. I did stamp right over my chalk style paint from Wise Owl, and so my ink is going to absorb in here pretty quickly. If I had stamped over a sealed surface, it would sit on the surface a little while longer. So if you're in a hurry, you can stamp over an unsealed surface. Just know that, like, if I would have messed up, I would have had to just repaint this because I would be less likely to be able to wipe it because the really porous nature of the chalk style paint is going to suck it up right away. Okay, baby, what do you want to talk about, baby?
All right, Luann Vassallo, more organized I get, the less I can find things.
Exactly.
And Handy and Honey, this is on YouTube, by the way. I just started using my brayer, my big stamps too. Great tip, thank you, works fabulous.
You're welcome.
On the Facebooks.
I
want to say thank you to everybody. There was a question, how do I get the worksheets? And everybody immediately, bang, hashtag insiders.
Oh, yes.
So thank you. I love the fact that people answer questions in here.
Yeah, we have a community here.
There's experts in here too. So when somebody throws an idea out, chances are it's really, really good.
I've learned a lot. Honestly, my idea to use the zip ties to open these came from somebody during a live that I did last year when I was making clipboards. So I'm teaching, but we're always learning together, right?
Yeah. So lots of brilliant ideas here. And I always like the fact that when you do something, somebody will go, well, what if?
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, oh, yeah, why not?
Because we're experimenting. I think I want to go with this. I don't know what I'm going to do with this circle, y'all, but I think I'm going to go with this. I think that's going to be super pretty with that butterfly on there. And this is the butterfly masterboard decoupage paper. I like it because if you had a piece of furniture, you can absolutely just use this as a whole piece. But if you're doing smaller crafts, you have lots of options on here as far as what you can use. And so I just ran my finger around there and you guys see that little lip that formed, and that will help inform where I'm gonna cut my paper so that I'm not wasting a lot of paper. And I'm not gonna cut right on the line, no, I'm gonna cut just past the line because I wanna give myself a little margin of error just in case I shift my paper when I'm applying it.
Emery Williams says she's a little late. You're not that bad. We're just getting
Emery.
started.
Yeah, we're just getting started. You guys know. And it's funny because I hear people like, oh, I hate lives where they spend 10 minutes saying hi to everybody. That's what we do here. So I'm not sorry. Actually, that's just what we do here. This is how it is. And so you guys see how I've overcut it just a little bit. And I'm going to mist my paper. And what this does is the fibers in the paper soak up the water and they expand. Because the expansion is what causes the wrinkles, you guys. So if you spray your paper before you decoupage, then you kind of like, it's an offensive move. So now my paper is already going to be stretched. So when I add my decoupage medium, I don't have to worry about my paper responding. So I'm going to take a few minutes and nicely, it is tissue paper, so I can't be yanking it, but I'm going to just gently smooth it out while it's wet so that I don't have any wrinkles in my project. And I'm just going to decoupage this really quickly so you guys can see the subtlety of the crack that comes through. And then we're going to do another project where we're going to actually add some texture over the top of the paper. And then you guys can decide which one you like best.
Lee Brown is jumping between YouTube and Facebook. I recommend both. You throw YouTube up on your TV.
Yeah, and then you can
and
actually
then comment
on
Facebook on your phone or your tablet, and that way you get the best of both worlds.
Now you guys will notice that I'm going right over that area right away because I know that that's going to increase the transparency of my paper. If I let my paper dry first and then I seal it, it won't be as transparent. So neither is either better or worse. Just a matter of what you want to accomplish. So if you're doing this and maybe you don't want your paper to be as transparent, you can decoupage it, you can adhere it to your surface, let it dry, and then go over it later, and your paper will be less transparent than if you go over it right away with your decoupage medium.
Shy C asks, spray both the paper and rice paper?
I'm sorry, what was the question, babe?
Spray both the paper and rice paper?
I'll be honest with you, I don't know how it works with rice paper, but I would imagine it's roughly the same because rice paper is still made of fibers. So I would imagine it would be the same, but I don't know, Shy.
I'm assuming somebody on here has a lot more experience on rice paper than you do.
Yes.
So, Flea says don't have a TV, only computer and phone. Okay. All right. Don't have a TV. You're
She
blowing
probably
my mind.
reads, baby.
You're blowing my mind.
I probably would not. I mean, I guess I would have a TV, but I don't really watch TV. That's David's TV,
I
pretty
really
much.
love TV. I got to be honest. And growing up in the '60s, that was supposed to be the bugaboo. You know, it was supposed to be.
TV?
We don't have a TV. Oh, we don't let our children watch the TV. We limit their hours.
Oh yeah, because that was gonna ruin kids' minds. The
Exactly.
television.
That's what I say. I'm all in.
Oh my gosh. I just don't necessarily have the ability to sit down and watch TV unless I am like dog tired. So I don't watch as much TV as David does, although I have been watching my Project Runway and my Flea Market Flip. They're kind of in the background while I'm doing other stuff though, honestly.
I will say, as much as I don't like reality TV, and I truly, truly don't, mainly because I think it harms all those working professionals out there.
Oh, they're still writing on there.
There's some, but it's not a writer's room.
Yeah.
Like a good drama or a comedy. So you're limiting the number of writers. You're taking jobs away from actors. I don't know how much behind the scenes you need.
A lot.
Because when you do a single camera, you're basically making a movie.
Yeah, but they're not single camera. They're multi-camera.
Right.
I mean,
and
they've shown the production crew behind like Project Runway. It's pretty big.
That one I was going to say though, Project Runway out of the reality shows is the one I don't mind the least. Does that make sense?
He just likes Tim Gunn, you guys.
I really like Tim Gunn a lot.
He dresses dapper, apparently.
I want to grow up to be Tim Gunn. But I don't mind the show. I just don't like the emotional
drama.
Just show me what you're doing.
I know.
And I say that as somebody who talks about our personal life all the time.
About what?
Our personal life.
Oh, well, no, I don't mind talking about their personal life. I just don't like the produced drama.
Yeah, it just drives me nuts.
And so you guys can see here, I want to show you guys, it's really, you can see the crackle coming through the paper. It's not super loud, but it's just kind of another element that you can add, right? Another element of interest that you can add to your projects, because I believe it's those layers that you add to your projects that give them interest. And I mean, I could have crackled the whole thing, right? And I would have had crackle all underneath here. But that's one way you can use your stamps, right? Is to add visual texture to your projects. And so I did not have notes on this in your worksheet, but you guys have your notepad. So hopefully you guys can write whatever notes you need to write for that. I may modify that worksheet before next week, but we'll see. I have a busy week coming up because my paper mache course starts on Thursday.
And I have a question related to that.
Yes.
Kim Camo on YouTube asks, if I join the paper mache course now, can I get the info from the start of the course?
Yes. If you join now, you'll automatically get an email. The course starts on Thursday evening. So for the paper mache course, there's a lot. I started off saying I was going to do 2 videos, then 3. I'm up to 4 pre-recorded videos at this point. So we will be live every Thursday. Well, we'll be live for 5 live classes. Plus, there'll be 4 pre-recorded videos in the course. The course does start on Thursday night at 5 p.m. The last class was listed for the 27th of July, and we're going to have to modify that.
So that might as well lead into the big news.
To the big news, which I did something really scary, you guys. I signed up for a pitch contest, and people are asking me, what is that? So a pitch is when you have to stand in front of people, and you have like 5 minutes to talk about your business. You have to talk about the why of your business. You have to show the financial viability of your business. You have to talk about the impact of your business, and then
They didn't go into specific detail on your finances, which I respected because they respected your proprietary information to a degree.
But we did have to be
But
able
in general,
to
you had to talk in general.
demonstrate that there was that
Financial
we were,
viability, yes. But they weren't asking, okay, what was your income last year? What's your monthly outgo? I mean, because there were other business people and there were civilians, for lack of a better word, in the audience too.
Yes.
I was there as the media, even though I was a civilian supporter.
Yes. You had a dual role there.
I did.
And so
Matter of fact, I'll put the link up. Let me find it.
the link up for
The story.
Oh, okay. And so anyway, so we won that. I'm super excited about that. I'm honestly still processing it. I cannot tell a lie. David says he knew that I was going to win. I did not know that I was going to win. I hoped that I would win, but I did not know.
All right, let me clarify. Before the presentations, I started handicapping who also was presenting. And I thought you had a good chance of winning. I didn't think you were going to win.
Okay.
I thought you had a good chance because like I said,
Because you're my husband and you're supposed to think I was going to win.
I was hoping you would win, but I thought you would win. I tried to be objective. Out of the 7 people that pitched, 4 have been on my radio show. So I know them and I've spoken with them. And I knew there were, out of the 4 that have been on, all 4 were competitive.
Yes.
But I thought you might win because I know what you put into it.
Yes.
When I saw the pitches,
yeah,
I knew you
everybody
were going to
did
win
a good job.
because and I'm not taking anything away. I told you, Brianna's pitch impressed me so much.
Yeah.
I was blown away by her pitch. I'm surprised she wasn't one of the top 3. But the other 2 were worthy.
Yes.
You only have 3. What do you do? But yours was just that one more. Does that make sense?
He's not objective. So
No, I'm being very honest. You used like a PowerPoint presentation.
Everybody used PowerPoint.
I know, but what I'm saying is your slides they looked like they were done by a business that knows what it's doing.
Yeah.
The others looked like businesses that were starting out, which most of them were.
And I mean, so I've had the benefit of working in a corporate setting and coming into my own business. So PowerPoint was pretty native, right, to my process, anyways.
Yeah. So I don't want to. Boy, that was. I didn't need to look it up. It's my website. I know where it is.
Really quickly, you guys are probably wondering, what is she doing? So I have taken a seal from the Antiquities stamp from IOD. It has a bunch of really cool elements. I'm going to show you guys really cool because I really should use this stamp more often. Look we have a dog with a top hat, super cool. all of these stamps. There's like tons of topography on this stamp, and there's really cool, almost steampunky kind of stuff. We have the bicycle, but you also have a crest and a chicken. So they're all smaller. So these would be really cool with small projects. It's called Antiquities, and I think my favorite one of these is this cat right here, in a dress. I think this, anyways. Super fun stamp. I'm gonna just add a seal to this one, and I am using Posh Chalks Patina is what I'm using. So I'm looking for my alcohol wipes because I want to be sure and clean this stamp right away because I'm using the Posh Chalk.
So, how far did we get? Because I was looking stuff up. So you won.
So I won the pitch challenge. I had to stand up, and it's hilarious because when I got there, Eric was making fun of me because my first pitch was 11 and a half minutes long. We're supposed to be 5 minutes, you guys. So, but we worked all day to get our pitches like perfect. So we had an opportunity to practice and get feedback. And the judges weren't just like random judges. They were from the Arizona Commerce Authority.
Yes.
Another one was from a nonprofit in Tucson that's made specifically to help small businesses.
And then the two from the program, it's called Moonshot.
Yes. So, and then of course the SBDC, Small Business Development Center, director was one of the judges as well.
I didn't know Eric was a judge.
I believe he was.
Oh,
they were in there with them. Maybe he wasn't a judge. Maybe he was just
I'll
there
have to ask him and then edit the story. So
I could be wrong. So I'm just rolling that on, you guys. I thought it'd be cool to put some copper on this one because it's man.
Somebody asked Dreaming Cat Studio, what did you win?
So I won $1,500 plus a scholarship to the Moonshot program, which is going to be like entrepreneurial development, networking, and hopefully connections with, oh man, I'm sorry, that's like super subtle. I want it to be louder than that. I'm gonna try putting some more, I'm gonna wipe that and try putting some more paint. Sorry. And on these, I've already sealed these, right, before I'm stamping. So like I stamped that and I didn't like it, and I have the option to wipe it back because it's sealed. So that's the benefit to sealing your stuff first and then stamping, because it gives you more flexibility. You're more likely to get slippage though, because your surface is gonna be a little slipperier, if that's a word.
I do have a couple of questions related to what you're doing.
Yes.
And I'm sorry, Anna Lee asked this a little while ago. What did you use to decoupage? What medium?
I use Wise Owl's 1 Hour Enamel Clear. That's my favorite decoupaging medium, but whatever water-based sealer you have on your craft table is fine, because you can use that.
Sarah, and I try to say your name and I don't think I ever get it right. Jochitl, Xochitl. I apologize. I sprayed rice paper today. Had to be gentle to not get rips, but it did work to help stretch it and fit it to nooks and crannies and edges on a cabinet drawer.
Oh, nice.
So there you go. But you apparently, according to Sarah, be very gentle with it. Peggy nicely said, haven't tried misting yet, but she finished a 4-drawer dresser with the Underwood typewriter paper and used the iron-on method.
Ooh, did you show it in the group? I want to see. Sorry. So I loaded up my my stamp a little bit more generously to see if I can get a more like.
All right, before you do this,
obvious stamp.
Before you do this, Leanne Ziegel says the circle would be perfect in the middle of the wreath.
In the middle of the like right here.
Yeah, so that's what she said. Cute. I'm just throwing it there. Flea Brown. Oh, Flea. She, I don't have a TV. Okay, but she does pay for some online services. Okay, all right.
I have not had cable in like 15 years, I think.
I got rid of it the same year I got rid of my air conditioning and my HVAC.
Well, I think we're the same, because I got rid of mine the year that I separated from my ex too.
Yeah.
Because it was like $197. I was like, oh no. I cannot afford that.
I had it for the first year that I moved here because it was included in my rent.
Oh.
But then they took it out of they didn't include it, and I'm like, well, I'm not going to subscribe. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, streaming. I've had streamings for a while.
So
Cinder-
I am going to, you guys, I'm sorry, I'm trying to find, I want to get a really nice wet wipe and wipe this off right away because the patinas are nice, but you don't want to let this dry on your stamp. So I'm going to clean this. I get a lot of questions about how to clean your stamp. You guys, it's super easy. I have a toothbrush by my sink that I use, and I just use regular Dawn dishwashing liquid and my brush, my little toothbrush, and that's how I clean my stamps, and then just let them air dry. But because this is this stuff is pretty sticky, I want to try to get it off right away because I don't want to ruin my stamp. But
thank you, Sarah. So chill.
huh? Oh, so chill.
So chill. Thank you. Let's see. Peggy King didn't quite get where butterfly paper was from.
It's a Roycycled decoupage paper. So there is a list of retailers at roycycled.com, you guys, where you can find a list of retailers. If you don't have a retailer near you, reach out to the nearest retailer because 99% of my retailers will ship to you. And so we also have Roycycled retailers on the call tonight. On the live tonight. So if there are any Roycycled retailers here, if you guys can please put your websites for where customers could find the paper, that would be awesome. And so I had to be a little bit more generous, but I was able to get a stamp onto my clipboard. And so this is just one demonstration of being able to add additional elements. I like the copper with the kind of grungy look. And I'm going to set this aside and let it dry. And we're going to return back to these in a few minutes because we're basically going to finish with these this week. And so next week we'll raffle them off, right? Is that what we said?
Yep. A couple of people that Flea Brown is leaving us to go to dinner with her husband.
Oh, have a good dinner, Flea.
Yep. Michelle Adamus has to pop out. She'll watch the replay.
Okay, bye, Michelle. Bye, Mimi. She's a brand new grandma. Congratulations, Michelle.
Jenny Marmion's working on listing papers on her site, so keep an eye on Jenny's site, everybody.
Yes, Jenny.
And Joyce Phillips Peterson says, I wish we had someone in South Carolina. It's always better if you could walk in and see somebody, talk to them.
I know.
What?
And I try, if you guys know of a business, if you have a business in your community, a creative business, and you think they would be a good fit for Roycycled, tell them about me. Maybe they'll start carrying the paper.
Yeah, and don't be afraid to talk to craft shops that you wouldn't think would carry the paper, like, knitting and yarn and
yes,
quilt shops. They might be interested in opening themselves up to an extra revenue source.
Yes.
Hey, it's business. Ain't nothing wrong with making $1.
And I'm just wiping my my thing off for the same reason, right? So it doesn't get stuck on there. And these wipes, I love them. They're made with alcohol, but then I cheat and I squirt a little extra alcohol.
You still got Roycycled.com up?
I do.
Okay, I didn't know if you wanted to take it down or not.
Oh yeah, I thought you were asking me like I needed to have it up there.
Yeah.
I just wanted to leave it up there for anybody because spelling is different. So I like to give people time. And so anybody, that was just a simple stamp, right? We just used a metallic paste. And again, it was Posh Chalk is what I used for that one. And this is copper is the color that I used for that. So I love using this one. You can also use a metallic paint if you want to, or if you have a metallic ink, that's fine too. The next demonstration is we're gonna use just regular ink and we're gonna use stamps. I have the bees and look, you guys, I'm actually organized tonight, believe it or not.
And I forgot to ask everybody, give it a share, give it a like.
Yes.
If you're on YouTube, subscribe, please. It helps. And hit the like button.
Yes. Thank you guys so much. We appreciate it.
It really does help.
This is the Birds and Bees stamp from Iron Orchid Design. I think I actually have this one. Maybe not. I'm sorry. That we're going to use. And I thought since the name of this paper was Queen Bee, that we would use it. Oh, and I was going to show you guys the blue clipboard that I used. I actually used Industrial Exhibition is the name of the paper. And this is the whole sheet. And if you guys remember, these sheets are huge. They're roughly 20 by 30, although there'll be a little bit of a change moving forward. They'll be like 21 by 29, but they're essentially the same, right? So they're huge sheets, 18-pound tissue paper, which is beautiful because you guys can see that I can spray the paper and it still has enough substance that I can still manipulate it some. So it's heavier, but it's still light enough to disappear into your projects. And so this one that I'm using is called Queen Bee, and this is what the whole sheet looks like. But you guys can see we only use a little portion for this clipboard. So,
It should be noted, the most popular Roycycled Treasures paper.
this is the very first design I ever made, and it is still one of the fan favorites.
It is. It's amazing. Paula Takagi. Sorry, she's late. 108
Polly.
degrees in Tucson.
How much?
108.
You should come to Safford, Paula. It's only 104 here. And people in other places are like, 104? But it's a dry heat.
And you're talking about having a retreat?
I'm not
in
going to have it
Safford?
in July. I'm going to have it like probably in the spring if I can,
Yeah.
when the weather is milder.
Yes.
It's only hot in the summer.
So. Did we talk about part 2 of your win?
Oh, the part 2 we didn't. Let me give an explanation for what I'm doing really quickly, babe,
Okay.
and then we can move on to part 2 of my win.
All
So
right.
we gave a pitch. It was 5 minutes. We had to have a deck that we had to show, or PowerPoint, with our pitches, and I was crazy nervous, and I think I was amped up on adrenaline for 3 days because yesterday I was so tired. But we had our workshop on Wednesday, we had the meet and greet on Thursday, and then we were there all day practicing on Friday. So I was amped up for 3 days.
Yes. Yeah, legitimately. you were running on adrenaline for
Yes.
the week.
And I crash landed yesterday.
Yeah, you took a
for
nap
that.
at 7 at night
I did.
and still went to bed at a semi-decent hour.
I know. I know. So I figured because this one was called Queen Bee that we would stamp a bee on there. What do you guys think? Should we do 2 bees or should I just do 1 bee? I think that 1 bee right there is really good. Maybe a tiny one right here. What do you guys think? Should we do 1 bee or 2 bees? I'll let you guys vote while I get myself set up. Oh, and let me talk about one of the giveaways while everyone's voting, because I'm using these bags tonight, so I thought it would be fun to give away one of the bags. We don't know where, but it's going to be a giveaway, and I have goodies in here too. I have a sheet of butterfly masterboard decoupage paper in here, some project pieces. This is a round, and then these are just a 2-piece canvas panel. I have an emery board to trim your decoupage paper, a felt covered spatula, look, a Roycycled sticker. In the spirit of what we're doing tonight, I did include a crackle stamp, and then this is a stirrer. What do you call this? It's a rubber stirrer. Rubber's not the word I'm looking for, but it'll work. So the paint stirrers are usually wooden sticks that are disposable, which are fine, but this one is one that you can use over and over again and wash it, and so it's just more sustainable. So this is one of the giveaways that we'll be doing it, and it will include the zippered bags. And if you guys are wondering where to get these, you can get them on Amazon. And if you put hashtag Amazon, you'll get a link to my Amazon store where you'll find them. Be sure and pay attention to the sizes, because this is a larger one, and they also have some that are a little smaller. So depending on which one you want to use, you want to really pay attention to the size.
And Kim
when you
Kamo
order.
was asking where to get them, so.
Yes.
Silicone, Karen Moyer.
Thank you. Help me out.
Yeah.
I did not do that during my presentation. I was so afraid that I was going to run into a conversational pothole during my presentation, but I did not. Okay, so we have our bees. We're doing 1 bees or 2. What's the consensus, babe?
All right, let us see. Leanne Ziegel 1, Patricia Cassida 1, Nancy Griffin 2, Paula Takagi 2, Kathleen Hoovis 3, Tammy Valoni 1, Susan Mary 2, Deborah Walleman 1, Jean Higginbotham 1, Sonia Sutton 2, Celestine Todd
gosh.
2, Amy Schmidt 1, Candace Clay 2, Michelle Doherty 2, Vicki Jones 2, Connie Berkram 2, Zoe
guys.
Panette, to be or not to be.
Right?
And Angie Champagne did the exact same thing right after her.
Okay, you know what we'll do? Oh, you know
Two
what we'll
looks
do?
balanced. Well, now that's Facebook. Now on the
Birds and
YouTubes, we have
On the YouTubes, baby.
Perla McDonald, 1. What did I say? I keep forgetting. Kim Camo, 2. Dorothy Lage, 1, who also said it's 107 by her. Luann Vasallo, 2. Marsha Walls, 2. Lady J Art and Whatnot's 1.
What if
Jane
we
Neese,
do-
it's 70 degrees in Wisconsin tonight. God bless you. I love Wisconsin. Wonder
I'm
Mom's
thinking I'll do one and then I'll put spring here on the bottom. I'm sorry.
Wonder Mom 7-2, Jane Neese 1, Laura Tatum 2, Debbie Diggs 1, Dreaming Cat Studio 2, Pamela Craig. I haven't seen Pamela for a little while. Hi Pamela. 1. And Dreaming Cat Studio says 3.
Okay.
So Queen Bee needs a crown, Leanne Ziegel says.
Oh, I know, huh?
Patty Ann has a compromise.
Yes.
1.5 off the edge.
That is actually a really good compromise.
That's why I bring it up.
So this is a new one. I have not used this particular part of the stamp yet, so I am going to sand it first. This is like a 320 grit. I would use down to maybe like a 220. I'm always fearful that like a 180 grit, which is really big, would score my stamps. But if you sand your stamps first, you guys, they'll hold on to the ink better and they'll be less slippery. And this is a really good tip to help you get a nice clean stamp. So if you're using a brand new stamp, just take some time to sand it a little bit first.
All right, I think Patsy Lewis is suggesting to, but I'm not sure. She says maybe point the big bee flying to the rose. So if the big bee was by the rose, you could put the smaller bee like up in the corner. I don't know. I'm not sure. That's all she said. I'm interpreting.
Well, no, because I get it. The bee's going toward the rose and not away away from it.
Holly Pohl asks, do you put the entire IOD stamp in the large bag or do you cut them up?
I usually cut them up because that's how I use them.
So are we doing that giveaway now?
No, not till later. I just wanted them to
You just
know.
wanted to show it off. Okay.
Yeah. In case somebody was thinking about cutting out early. No, I'm just kidding. And so now that I have my stamp down, I went straight down. I don't want to shift it once I sit it down, right? Because I want my stamp to be clean. But I'm going to hold it with one hand and just kind of go over it with the other hand. And what I'm doing is just making sure that there's really good contact between the stamp and my surface so that I get like a really good stamp. And I'm using stone on this, so I'm not sure how much my bee is going to show up.
Can I ask a question? May I ask a question?
Sure.
Could you use an uninked brayer to go over it right now to ensure proper contact?
So
or would that push too much?
I feel like the brayer would shift it,
Okay.
is why I don't like to do that. And particularly because I'm working on a sealed surface, which is a little bit more slipperier, even though it's matte. And so I'm being super careful. And now I'm going to lift my stamp straight up, right, so that I can get a nice, clean stamp. And so we have our bee on there. And I don't know if you guys can see, you can even see the bee's hair. These stamps have so much detail. This may have been one that I wanted to use black instead of stone, but it's done now. So we're going to leave it the way that it is. And I'm going to heat set this really quickly. And then I want to add some texture to this so that it's not just flat. So we're going to go back in with the crackle stamp. Only this time we're going to be doing it on top of the paper. So if you want it to be more subtle, right, you do it underneath your paper. If you want your crackle to show up more, you can do it over the top of your paper. And because I'm stamping over a sealed surface, my ink is going to take a little longer to dry than it would if this were right over a porous surface, like, you know, dry wood or a chalk style paint, because there's nothing absorbing the paint. So it has to dry on its own. So it's going to take a little longer. So I'm going to have to leave this and let it sit. But I do want to, I know I asked you guys about the second one. I think we had a lot of people that really wanted that second bee, huh?
It was a horse race or a bee race.
It was a bee race.
Handy and Honey, love the sticker. Started using baby spoons from the dollar store for stir sticks.
Yes.
Wonder Mom 7, this is all on YouTube, says brayer works great when stamping over air dried clay.
Ooh.
So, like you said, you don't want it to shift, but maybe the air dried clay holds it a little bit better. So you could brayer over the stamp.
Oh,
Okay.
where that's when you're making an impression into the stamp.
Oh, okay.
So that's a little bit different of a process, which I love, by the way.
Susan Collins Starks, there can be BEE, no accidents in decoupage.
There are no accidents in decoupage. I think this is black. I don't know. I really need to start marking my stuff, y'all. I don't know why I think I'm going to remember. I want to put spring on here.
Sandy Desjardins asked, which stamp set is this?
This is from the birds and the bees. Let me tell you about the birds and the bees and the flowers and the trees. From Iron Orchid Design. I am really gambling here because I did not mark my stamps, so I don't know if this is brown, if it's black, if it's stone, if it's erasable. But I really want black ink for this, but I cannot put my hand on any black ink right now.
Amy Schmidt says, do you have an opinion as to what IOD stamp might coordinate with the burlap with the line art flowers paper?
I'm sorry, babe. Can you start again?
Sure. Do you have an opinion as to what IOD stamp might coordinate with the burlap with line art flowers paper?
With the floral burlap paper? I don't know. Let me think about that one. Some birds might be pretty with that. Like on the birds and bees stamp, there's a bunch of birds on there.
Chaz
That might
Conabeer from the UK, who checked in a little earlier, says, yes, 2 bees. Holly Pole says, the big bee's a little creepy to her. Glad you did it lighter.
Oh.
Well, if you don't like bees, you're right.
Yes. And I am going to have to find a crown for my bee, too. I think I have a crown somewhere. I'm just going to put the word spring here on the bottom. But, like, you could put bees on there. You could put be kind on there. Be generous. Be thankful, right? The bee's knees. Especially if you're making gifts for someone.
So Jenny
You wanna
Marmion
put-
asks, what will you use the clipboards for? Now, we're going to use them as giveaways next week.
Yes, we're going to be giving away the clipboards next week, but I am going to show you guys what you can do with your finished clipboards. What time is it? We have time.
Yep.
What you can do with your finished clipboards at the end of tonight. We're going to talk about that a little bit. And we'll reserve, since I already have giveaways already like pulled out, we'll give away these next week because we're going to be using different, we'll be finishing these up tonight. And next week we're going to be using stencils and decoupage paper. And so we're going to be starting new projects. And I'm just going to go in and just add some crackle here and there.
Dreamy Cat Studio asks, could you have used black paint?
You can, and we're going to use, did I do paint tonight? Paint is not my favorite. I'm not be honest with y'all. I like ink better, but yes, you can use paint. And I watch other people be successful with paints.
Candace Clay, be beautiful.
I know, right? And so I'm just adding a little bit of crackle over the top of that. I am just a fan of crackle, y'all. It's because I love texture. But you can see how it's a little bit more evident if you use it over the top as opposed to what we did earlier. What did I do with that clipboard earlier?
Lisa Vanshill asks, unrelated to this, for the paper mache course, is there a kit that goes with it?
So for paper mache, there's no kit because honestly, you have the supplies in your kitchen already. So there isn't a kit necessarily. I'm going to be showing you guys, so just for some background, because I think some people are like, oh, why on earth is Royce teaching paper mache? Before Roycycled was born, you guys, I had a business building paper mache mounts, and I mailed them all over the world. I think in the 2 years that I had my Etsy shop, I built about 500 heads. And during that process, I learned a lot of shortcuts. I solved some obstacles that you can face when you're doing paper mache because I was making them like in mass amounts. I learned how to like cut down time on building paper mache, which if you're a shop owner and you're interested in building stuff for like a workshop and you need to build 10, that might be valuable for you. And so I think I mentioned one night that I might think about doing it and people showed a lot of interest. So I went ahead and then I had to figure out how to organize the course too. because that's really important to me. You guys know I have to figure out how to like dismantle information and present it in like segments so that it's something that you can retain and that makes sense for you. If you're someone who's taken a course and you've been frustrated because the instructor starts in the middle, like they leave stuff out, they don't cover it, then you're my student, because we start always, always, always at the very beginning with the basics. If you're someone who likes to see things demonstrated in order for you to get it, then you're my student, because I demonstrate every single thing. There is no such thing as dumb questions in my courses. In our group, I am very deliberate about creating a safe space for you to be able to express yourself and to ask questions without having to worry about like negativity or ugliness inside of my group. The course will be delivering the classes live inside of a Facebook group. The replays will be in the group for 60 days. And then if you upgrade to VIP, you'll actually have the course on your dashboard for a year. Our VIPs also get a chance to participate in a group Zoom call. So we have real time to ask questions about your projects and processes once you get started. And I like to make mounts. Like that's what I made. I made paper mache deer heads and mounts. But that doesn't mean that that's all that we're going to talk about. I've actually been working on different kinds of projects this week. This was a project that I did for a company. The 50th one I made for them was the last deer head I ever made. They broke me.
Well, it's important to know you started that for this area where, you know, that's a popular look in the home.
Nobody here wants a faux mount, baby.
No, not the faux, but I'm just saying
Yes.
that. So people who were interested,
Yeah,
It
well,
grew
I love them.
it grew from that.
Yeah.
That's how it became popular.
Yes.
But yeah, there's way more to it.
There's
Okay.
so much more you can do with paper mache. Once you learn, like, I feel like, and if anybody has taken my classes, you guys can tell me. Once you learn, the way that I teach is not like I'm going to teach you how to do this one project. I'm going to teach you how to do a process, and then once you like understand all the pieces to the process, you're able to make all kinds of things. And so I've taken courses where they're like, we're going to teach you 10 finishes, and it's the same finish. They just teach you like 10 different sets of colors. Like that's not 10 finishes. That's
Right.
the same finish with different colors. And so I don't teach that way.
Once again, our community the best. Andy and Honey asking, could you use paint on stamp? Yes, you
Yes.
can. She just did it yesterday with a stamp. Just be really careful with how much paint is on the brayer. Dreaming Cat Studio, Melissa is her name, and it's Greek for honeybee.
Oh.
So there you go. Let's see. And then
What do I do with it?
over on the YouTubes,
On the YouTubes.
or I'm sorry, on Facebook, Vintage Bandits Mercantile loves bees. My nieces and nephews call me Aunt Bee.
Oh, hey, Beth.
Therese Vitrino says, have you ever done the paint crackle effect under the paper?
That's what we did first. That was our very, I'm looking for
I
the.
think Therese came in a little late.
I
That's
know.
okay.
Well, I'm looking for the clipboard. I can't find it. Where did I put it? Because I was going to show you guys like a comparison of under the paper versus over the paper, but I don't know what I did with the. Oh, because it wasn't a clipboard. I'm such a dork. Okay, so you guys see, this is the one we did first, right? Where we did the crackle under the paper, super subtle, and this is the one where we did it over the paper. So it's just more evident. So there isn't any right or wrong. It's just a matter of what you prefer, right? So if you want subtle, you can do it under your paper. And if you want it to be like more evident, you can do it on the top of your paper.
Cindy Lamfer, I would love to take the course, but my daughter's getting married July 29th. You do have access to everything in the course for 60
2
days,
months.
30 days, 60 days.
60 days, yes.
Unless you're a VIP, then you have access to everything for
For a
1 year.
year. Yeah, and for my VIPs, I actually have help now, you guys. I got smart and hired more help. And so my online business manager will be taking the course, and like, because you guys know it's like an hour and a half class, right? So Brenda's going to be working on cutting it up into bite-sized pieces and uploading it onto the platform. So the classes start like Thursday the 29th is the first class. So the following Friday, your class will be on the app, so that you can watch it again, and you can watch. I mean, the replay will still be inside the group, but for the VIPs, you guys will have access to kind of the cut up version on your app and on your dashboard. So even if you're not there, because it's going to be for the whole month of July, so you can always watch the replay if you're not there for the live class. My white is coming off and it's kind of muting my paint and making it even lighter.
Lori Eldridge asks, do you seal your clipboards after?
Yes. So I will seal my clipboards. This one, because I'm stamping on top of a sealed paper, it's going to take a little bit longer to cure. So I'm going to leave this one, but I'll do a couple of coats of sealer over the top of this because I want it to be functional, right? And so I decoupage all of my clipboards, you guys. This one I decoupaged probably a year and a half ago, and I use them. They're not just for purtiness. This one is one that I made probably a year and a half ago. And I just put like 2 coats of sealer over the top, and they're fine. And if you're still working in an office, you can decoupage your clipboards, and then if somebody takes your clipboard, you'll know.
Lori Eldridge said
it's yours.
she sealed hers, however the clips stick even after recommended cure time.
You know what? I found out that because on this one, so it's funny you said that because I was looking at that today. On this one, my clip did stick, but I think it's because I opened it down too soon. For the average cure time, this one didn't do it though. The average cure time for a product is 30 days. Now, it'll dry faster than that, but the average clear coat takes a full 30 days to seal. Wiseau's 1 hour enamel, it's called 1 hour enamel because it's an enamel paint that cures generally in an hour. For the colored ones, it cures in an hour. The darker colors, because they have more pigment, take a little bit more time to cure. But the 1 hour clear, it cures to 80%, I want to say, in the first 48 hours. And then it continues to cure, I can't remember the exact dates. There's a Wiseau person on here, you guys can tell me. It cures faster. But the average clear coat or sealer takes a full 30 days to cure.
Yeah, Lori Eldridge says she uses Mod Podge and Poly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lisa Vansil, there's a Roycycled Treasures app. Whoops, I know what we're doing next year now.
There isn't a Roycycled Treasures app, but if you take a course at Roycycled Academy, you can download the app from the platform that I use, and then any course that you've taken will be there available on your app, which I think is really cool. So like if you're traveling or something and you have your tablet, you can watch the courses. And I have been cleaning up my courses and cutting, well, I haven't, Brenda has. Been cleaning them up and making, and so instead of one long hour and a half video, you guys will have like 20, 25 minutes. You know, it'll be sectioned out based on your workbook. And
that is the Kajabi app?
Yeah, it's a Kajabi app.
Jenny Marmion said Kajabi, so
yes,
you get the link to it when you sign up, so you're cool.
Yeah, when you sign up for the course, you get the link. I'll actually probably send that in one of the emails to make sure that you guys know how to access that. And so for my leather look people, it is available on the app now. It's all cut up for you, so you guys can access that.
So we never talked about part 2 of the presentation and the win that took place this past Friday. There is a part 2.
There is.
And it affects the paper mache course.
It does.
So we do need to discuss that.
So the last day of the course was scheduled for July 27th. I'm going to have to move it probably to the 26th would be the most reasonable. But I'm going to have to double check my calendar, and I'll let everybody know before I make any decisions. Because I won our local pitch challenge, and now I get to go compete at the state level in Flagstaff.
You want to do that the night before?
I know, baby.
But that's fine. I'm okay with that. But
I think we'll be fine, because by the last night, it'll be fine.
I'm driving. You could sleep, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's at 5 o'clock. I think we'll be fine doing it the night before.
Yeah, we just want to pack early. All right. So anyway, yes, I interrupted. Go ahead.
Yeah. Anyways, so I'll have to reschedule that 27th. Just FYI for you guys, it'll probably be the 26th. That just makes the most sense to me for the people who are participating in the course.
Correct.
So then it's kind of the same. And I like to have the week in between because I want people to have time to practice what they learn. That way when we come back to the next live class, if they have any questions, they can ask questions. So I really don't want to do them back to back.
Right. So that one's going to move up. We are going to
We're driving to Flagstaff on the 27th.
Flagstaff so you can make a presentation. So we want everybody's goodwill, thoughts and prayers, however you want to phrase it, fingers crossed. I don't know. If you do voodoo, do that, whatever it takes.
Oh, Lord. No, don't do voodoo.
Well, there's good voodoo.
I don't know, baby.
I think there is. Isn't there like, didn't they like do love matches and stuff?
I don't know. I don't play around with stuff, baby.
I don't know Haiti.
Don't be
so
speaking stuff.
I'm all on board. That's all I'm saying. I'm happy with everybody. The grand prize at the Flagstaff pitch is $10,000.
Yes.
Second prize is
5,000.
5, and third is 3.
Yeah.
So,
I mean,
heck, all of them are good.
yes.
Number 1 is best.
I really want a place.
So Royce has a chance, and I think there's 10 competitors. Are you?
Yes. I don't even know if there's 10, babe. I think there might be fewer than that.
10? I don't know.
I don't know. I was trying to spy today.
And it's from all over the state. It's not necessarily in Royce's niche.
No, none of them are. There's an equine therapy. There is a, what do you call the simulations? What do you call them? Where they wear the goggles.
Oh,
and
VR?
There's a VR company. There's a trailer company. I was kind of spying on everybody last night. So yeah, a very diverse group of business owners. So we shall see.
And it was interesting. I got to talk to the president and CEO, and I like his philosophy. His philosophy is, 1, we're encouraging entrepreneurship, which they are.
Yes.
And 2, they're also networking, as you did. You connected with at least 2 of, I don't want to say competitors, because you're going to wind up doing business with at least 1, maybe 2.
Yeah. I'm hoping, one of them, I'm super excited. I need to call Shauna this week because we were talking about it, and I think I'm going to have a way to be able to help support her nonprofit. Super excited about that one. And then the other one, the environmentalist, I'm going to need her to come and do some work when we move into the new place. I'm not ready to say what it is yet.
Okay.
And then
We're not moving. We're not leaving our house.
No, we're not leaving our house. We're just,
I wasn't going to say, but
we're making moves.
All right.
And then let me see who else was there. There was a lot of, and I've said this a couple of times, and I'll say it again. Where's my Franz stamp? I thought I was all organized and ready to go. Oh, there it is.
Where is it? Oh, there it is.
There it is. It's right here. The day was so valuable, just being in the room with other entrepreneurs, because my family is supportive, but they don't really understand what I do. They don't know. I mean, but other entrepreneurs get it. And so it was nice being in the room with other entrepreneurs.
And to meet the nonprofit that does some funding
Yeah,
for
that
startups.
has non-traditional funding.
And the Arizona Commerce Authority,
Yes.
that's a big deal.
Yes. That's
So-
what I'm saying. So the fact that I won really was bonus, but there was a lot of good that happened.
So we're doing that.
And so really quickly, babe, because
Yes.
I don't want us to get to the end of the
you
night
go
and you
ahead.
tell me I don't have time. But this one I'm going to do, this is embossing ink right here, you guys, that I'm using. It's a clear embossing ink. And so I am going to put some embossing ink on this stamp. I try to be really generous. I can't find my bottle of ink because I want to load this up some more. I hope I have enough ink on this pad for this to work the way I want. But when I'm using embossing ink with my stamp, I try to be really generous with the amount of ink I put on my stamp. Where is my embossing
Jenny Marmion, crystals? Sure. Yes.
crystals?
Any of them. All of them. There's Mojo. There's Vibes.
Oh.
Jenny's going crystals. I'm with Jenny. Somebody asked where in Flagstaff. So maybe we can hook up and meet. Brenda Wood asks.
I think we're going to be at the, what is that motel called? The American, is that what it's called?
I don't know.
I know they're expensive.
Yes, we looked at it to stay maybe an
We were
extra
going to
day.
stay an extra day, but oh no.
Yeah, that ain't happening. Do we want to mention what we're doing after Flagstaff? I
Yeah,
think
we
should.
have, man. I got to do that again. I'm going to wipe that off. It's a good, see what I mean? This is sealed, so even though I made that mistake, I can wipe it off and start all over again. If it were just paper and I hadn't sealed that, I would be married to my decision. You're distracting me, baby. No, I'm
I
just
know.
kidding. We
That's what I do.
have like a lot planned.
Kim Camp Rogers is going to burn some sage. Yes, all of it. All of it, yes. Little America, Liz Boyle says.
Yes. So that's where we're going to be. That's where the competition's going to be. You know, there's be a lot more people. So y'all pray I don't just freeze. But I'm going to try to be as prepared as possible.
Connie Berkram asks, do you have to do a new presentation?
No, we don't have to do a new presentation because my business model hasn't changed, but I'll probably tweak my presentation and make some improvements. 'Cause I know there were some things right away that I wanted to change, and so I'll work on that, just some small tweaks, and then just becoming really familiar with it so that I can be myself.
Dreaming Cat Studio says, can we see your presentation? We did yes, you did record it, but we don't want to put it up until...
Yeah, I don't want to put it up
After.
until after the competition.
Because quite frankly, Royce was checking out the competition. She was doing a Bill Belichick and checking the video on the others, on the opponents.
Man, I just twisted that all over the place. We're gonna move forward though,
So
we're
we
running out
don't
of time.
necessarily want to give the
Yeah.
competition a leg up on her. So after the fact.
Maybe afterwards. Maybe I'll do the final one that we do in Flagstaff
Yeah.
too. Okay, so I'm doing embossing fluid and embossing powder, you guys. I don't know how good of a job I'm doing. I would like to have more embossing fluid on my thing than I have. I already know that I didn't stamp completely, but you guys can get an idea of the possibility.
Kathleen
doing
O'Brien
embossing.
Hoovis asks, I like the big pinching beetle. Is it a transfer?
It is. This is from the ILD entomology transfer, which is, you guys know. If any of you have been with me for a while, y'all know that's one of my favorite ones because it has all the weird bugs on it.
Kathleen Hoovis, why did you wipe the ink off the first time? What went wrong?
I was talking to David and I slid it, and so I knew it wasn't going to be a clean. And so I started again. So that's the one thing. So when you're working on, so there are two schools of thoughts when it comes to stamping and whether or not you seal. If you seal first, your surface is going to be a little more slippery. And so you're going to have to be more cautious about sitting your stamp down and not like shifting it at all. And I'm just dusting off the extra embossing powder before I add heat to it, you guys. So that's the con, that it's more likely to slip. The pros are that you have more flexibility because if you don't like it, you can wipe it off. If you stamp over a porous surface like your unsealed decoupage paper or chalk style paints, it is easier to get a clean stamp because you don't have to worry about slippage as much, but you're less likely to be able to make any corrections because that porous surface is going to absorb the ink right away.
You got to
And
get it
so-
right on the first time.
Yeah.
Andy and Honey says, embossing ink with a brayer too?
Yeah, I do. I mean, I guess I could have just put it right there on the pad, but it's just a habit. So I do it. It's one of those things, a procedure that's become part of my routine. The embossing inks are fun because it's a way to add dimension to your work. And I'm using just a regular flat dark color, but you can use metallic embossing powder. One of my favorite things to do is to use clear embossing ink and powder, and then you can drop paint into your project, and the clear embossing will act as a resist, so you don't have to be super perfect. Like the lines do all the work for you.
Susan Collins Starks asks, will you now seal a second time, and does the brayer make a more even coverage?
I believe the brayer makes a more even coverage, and you're more likely to get the correct amount on your stamp. Sometimes when you push it into like the sponge, you can get ink in the recessed area of your stamp. You guys know what I'm saying? So I think the brayer really does serve to only get ink onto the high point of your stamp, and you're less likely to have product end up into the recesses, so you get more clean and detailed stamps.
And Lori Eldridge asks, can you do this on unfinished wood?
Yes, absolutely. And so you guys can see I have, I mean, it's not very evident there. It's pretty subtle, but I have my little stamp there. And like I said, I didn't, you see that centerpiece right there? I should have tickled that. So this is a good example of when you're stamping and you don't make good contact, you end up with those blank spots like the one I have right there at the top in the middle. So when you're doing your stamps, you want to take your time and really make sure your stamp and your surface so that you get the entire image on your piece. And so this is just a dark embossing ink. I probably should have used a metallic. That would have been more fun. And I may go back and do another one once this cures. But this is that one. Look, I have notes and everything over here, you guys. I think that's it. What time is it? 6:15. I think that's all I was going to do.
Tommy Kiddos asks, what brand is the embossing powder?
I am using Tim Holtz embossing powder. I love his products. And this is Distress, and this is Hickory Smoke is what I used. They have Distress, Tim Holtz has some sets that are nice because they come together. Like for me, I bought sets that would be more like my style. So I have this one, I have a blue that's like a patina. And so if you get the small ones, you can really experiment and see what you like. But you can get the embossing ink in lots of different colors. This one's a walnut, it's a different color. And then I also have a clear one here, which I love the clear and being able to drop paint into it.
So Jenny Marmion says clear embossing than watercolors would be so fun.
Yes, exactly. That's what I love it, Jenny, because you can just drop the colors in there. And if you guys were with me when we did the cardboard artwork, was that last month or the month before?
Oh, I think the month before.
The month before, we used the clear embossing ink, and then we painted over it. And that was super fun.
Kathleen Hoovis says, I want to see the technique using the clear embossing powder, then paint. So watercolors, you know.
We have 15 more minutes. I can probably
Therese
do it.
Vitrino asked, do these techniques work on furniture?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. And that's the beauty of anything that I show you guys. I'm showing you guys on smaller projects because of time, right? I can show you more smaller projects and also because of my camera setup here. But like 99.95% of the things that I show you guys here, you can do on furniture or any other surface, right? So whether it's small home decor, artwork, furniture, you guys can apply these principles. So,
and let's see, there was one. When Henderson, so the brayer just goes on top of the stamp?
yes.
All right.
It just goes on the high points, which is why I love it, because I don't have to worry about getting product like down into the recesses and, you know, not messing up, but y'all know what I'm trying to say.
And Lori Wilhite asks, do you have to use a special dryer?
You don't have to use a special dryer. You can just let your ink, so depending on what brand of ink you use, you want to make sure you use a color fast ink. Thank you, that's a really good question. You can let them cure over time if you want. I'm just not patient.
Well, we've only got 90 minutes to work in.
Yes,
So-
and even if I was here in my shop though, I would still use the dryer just because I'm impatient. I do not want to mess with this one. I was gonna do a stamp on it, but I don't want to because I think it's pretty and I don't want to mess with it. So
Luann Vassallo asks, so no issues embossing on a transfer from the heat?
So you just have to be super careful. On your worksheet, I have a note on there that if you're embossing, make sure your transfer is sealed, and then you're just gonna have to move really fast in and out and take your time and do the embossing because you don't want to transfer. I believe that's number second to the last on your worksheets for recommendation.
Leanne Ziegel asks, can our next series be embossing techniques?
We can, perhaps. I feel like I like this format a lot. What do you guys think? I like it a lot. Sorry. And somebody was saying like, what could you do with these? So I can put a little tag on these. And it's the end of the year. You guys know the teachers have been dealing with the little hellions all year. Be nice to your teacher and give them a nice gift.
How about this? You got school coming up.
Yeah, or
How about
even
that? It's like tipping the maitre d' as you get into the restaurant. Give her a gift beforehand,
beforehand.
and maybe Johnny doesn't get in trouble as much. Just saying.
Or if you had a coach, who poured into your child in a way, that really meant something to you, you can make something special for them. And so I'm trying to figure out how I want to tie this. I think I want to tie it like this. And so these are just, I'm going to tell you guys about this. This is just a regular like paper tag, right? And I went to a retreat in January and we were supposed to make like ATC cards. I cheated and I used tags. And then I forgot to take them. So anyways, I have them. So this is just a regular tag. I can put this on here. And now I have this super cute gift that I can give to somebody. I can write a special note on the back, right? And then they can use this. I don't know. It's just a really super cute gift that you can get. Or
Go ahead.
if you have an office space, like imagine if you had like a set of these, you could have like an art installation in your office that's fully functional. So when they're hanging on the wall, they look beautiful, but then you can take them down and you can also use them as well.
So, Binette, I take cookies to the dentist as a bribe. Perhaps a clipboard would be more lasting.
He can use that too. Yeah. And you know what? When I worked for the nonprofit, we would work with families who were taking care of their loved ones. And one of the things we would always tell them was get to know your medical assistant at your parent's doctor's office, because the physician's going to be in 10 minutes in, 10 minutes out. But that medical assistant's the one who's making the appointment for you, who's calling in your prescriptions, all the things. They're the muscles. And so if you have an MA, take them a clipboard. Make friends with your medical assistant. It makes a big difference. This is a tag. I'm showing these because people always ask me, what do you do with those tags when I make them? I loved making this tag. I decoupaged it so I have a little bit of topography peeking through, and then I used some of my, oh Lord, what is it called, baby? My cracked gesso to make this texture.
Oh, I never would have gotten that.
I know. And then I did my transfer right over my cracked gesso. And so this is a more rustic one that would go maybe better with this one, right?
If I gotta be honest, on camera it looks rusty.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the deal.
Oh, okay, that's what you wanted.
Oh, that's what I wanted.
You said rustic.
So it's a wood, but I wanted it to look rusty.
Yeah.
And so when I make a piece of furniture, so I take furniture down to our local shop, Copper and Cotton, on Main Street. And whenever I have a large piece of furniture that's priced like over $300, I always put special tags on my furniture pieces. And so when I make my tags, they go into a drawer. And then I just take them out to use them for different things, like this, or whether I'm putting a price tag on a big piece of furniture I'm selling, or something like that. So
once again, best community, Cindy Shaw Rogers. There are also pens to apply the embossing ink.
Yes,
so
I
you
love
can do
them.
highlights more easily.
Yes, I love, love, love. I just discovered the embossing pens. Actually, what I did was I bought a whole kit from Tim Coates, and it included embossing pens. And I love them because sometimes when I stamp, there might be a space that's missing and I can draw it in, or I can just sign something and put some metallic embossing over it, and it's beautiful. I'm just going to go over my notes really quickly to make sure that
Jenny Marmion suggests putting magnets on the back to put on the fridge for notes.
Oh, that's a good idea. Jenny.
I don't know that I want to put anything on our refrigerator because it's getting lippy.
Our refrigerator is like passive aggressive.
It's not even
narking
passive.
me out to my husband when I have my door open too long.
Just one morning, my phone said, "Do you want to connect to your refrigerator?" And I'm like, "Sure, why not?" So now it's telling me I had to order a new filter for the ice maker.
Yeah.
And it told me the first time.
The first time it was like, "You need a new filter."
Yeah. Would you like to order a new filter?
Yes.
This one, it was replace the filter now.
Which we have hard water here, so I get it.
So our refrigerator's getting a little mouthy.
A little lippy. So I'm just going
Vassallo,
over my notes.
Before you do this, Luann Vassallo, are the clipboards from Amazon? Maybe, but they came from, did you buy these specifically?
Yeah, I bought these because we were going to be doing this lesson and I wanted there to be continuity, so I bought them. But
you recommend?
I find them, you can always find a clipboard at the thrift store, for real. Like I have so many here that I could have used the larger clipboards, but I kind of want there to be some continuity, and the smaller ones are just easier for me. but if you put hashtag Amazon, you can find them in my shop. They're on there. I think these were like $1.50 a piece, I think. So like if you wanted to make a set of clipboards, these would be super cute gifts to give away. And then each one could be custom.
Lori Eldridge, my vacuum does the same thing.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
These, I don't know about these. And so I wanted to show, this is the hardware, Homer hardware paper that we used here. And of course they're super large.
$6.25.
Okay. And then for the tags, I used, this is the Roycycled catalog decoupage paper. And so I think it's like my top 30 designs, but they're a lot smaller. So you can use them for projects like the tag that I showed here. This was the cowgirl, and even this background was from that, the catalog paper. And so I just want to make sure, because I know people are probably asking. And again, I don't sell directly. I don't like the idea of competing against my retailers. I am blessed to have almost 200 retailers who partner with me in their small businesses. And so I try to honor them in all things. And so I do not sell directly, which I know can be frustrating for the end customer. But once you find a Roycycled retailer, they're not just someone for you to buy from. You can ask questions. You can get help with your projects.
These are smart people.
And so it's just really good. So again, if I have any Roycycled retailers on here, if you guys can put the links to your website, then that would be perfect.
All right, let's see. Everybody likes the series idea.
Okay.
So we'll have to think of another one.
We'll have to think of another one. Next week, we'll be doing stencils. So these we'll be giving away next week.
But
And
it's
then,
in this series. The stencils are
yeah,
in
the
this
stencils
series.
will still be in this series. The month of July, you guys, I don't know if I'm going to do a series just because July is going to be complicated. So,
We were traveling. You've got your course.
yes.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So we'll see about July, but certainly in August, we'll have another series.
Embossing.
I like it because it actually helps me to be focused about what I'm going to do on
So we
Sunday.
have a request for embossing. So maybe consider.
Yep.
We do have to mention, because we didn't before we do the giveaways,
Oh, okay.
Flagstaff isn't the only trip, which is another
No.
reason why things are moving. So after Flagstaff, we're going to Las Vegas,
Yes.
because Las Vegas is one of the places where market
Yeah.
is. Now, if you're a retailer, you probably know what market is. I had no idea until friends of ours opened a retail store.
Yeah, I knew about market. I just hadn't gone yet.
Right. So market is where stores go to get the product they're going to sell. So basically it's manufacturers and or wholesalers showing what's available to retailers.
Yeah, because to someone's point earlier when they said it's nice to be able to walk into a shop and see the product. So this is the same thing. So as a retailer shops, you're able to go to market and pick up the things and fill the things, and you can order, for the year there.
Some do buy it right now. Some do, I'm taking orders for Christmas in June. Well, honestly, at this point,
No.
they're probably taking orders for next
Yeah,
spring
Christmas
and summer.
is in January.
Yeah,
normally.
Christmas is in January. So it's for shops.
Yeah.
We're going to look at it,
We're going to scope it out because we're pretty sure we're going to go to market in January.
and what that will mean is we'll be looking for the areas that aren't being served by a retailer.
Yes.
If you're a Roycycled retailer, your territory is protected,
Yes.
but we're looking at the areas where there isn't a retailer.
Yes.
So instead of pinners this year,
Yeah.
we're
gonna
thinking
go to
about market. And there's 3 markets, right? Atlanta, Dallas, Las Vegas.
I don't know, baby. Don't start me in a line. I know that those are 3, but there might be more.
I don't know. That covers the East Coast, the Midwest, and West Coast.
Yeah.
But I don't know if there's more.
I don't know if there's.
We're looking at Las Vegas just because it's the closest.
Yes. It makes
So,
the most sense for us.
Yeah. So we'll be going there for about 4 or 5 days, and just so you can all go, it will serve also as our honeymoon from
I
5 years
know.
ago.
We never took a honeymoon. So
We
we're
did.
also going to take our time.
we were busy. You were taking care of your mom.
Yeah.
We couldn't get away.
No, there's no way we could get away.
Yeah, it was not happening. So, yeah, we're gonna. It'll be work, but I've already started scoping out the crab leg and the lobster buffets.
Jolene is asking, how do you get the paper notes? Jolene, if you put hashtag insider, you'll get a message from Facebook. Just click through and sign up, and then that way you can get the notes for each Sundays, for the weeks, for each live each Sunday.
Yeah, Holly Poll, I would not be able to get it if I'm not an insider. Correct, you have to be an insider.
Yeah, you have to be an insider in order to get the notes. The giveaway, I went through, you guys, and I pulled papers that are all retired this week.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point. Everybody's saying, Holly, there's no cost to be an insider.
No, there's no cost. It's free.
Yeah. It just lets you know when things are coming up, and you get the notes and stuff like that.
Yeah, you get the notes. I try to give you guys resources periodically. You'll be the first one to see the new Roycycled designs, which will be soon, by the way. So there's a lot of perks. Like, you're the insider, so you get to hear all the information before anybody else, and then I try to make it so you guys get perks.
Nancy Griffin, don't put a space between the hashtag and insider. It has to be all connected. Mm-hmm. So Nancy Griffin put it on, and I know she won't get the link.
So this one right here that we're giving it, which one do we want to go? You'll do it secretly, but I have in here designs. So there may be retailers who may still have these designs, but they're no longer being distributed. So this bird lady has been out of circulation for at least a couple of years. This is one of the Christmas ones that will not be making it back into circulation. The two riders, this one's been out of circulation for a couple of years. The Santas won't be coming back this Christmas. This is from last Christmas. And then this one, oh yeah, this was the Mermaid Lounge. I want to say this one's a couple of years old too. So these are all papers that have been retired and are no longer in circulation. And then a Roycycled sticker, because, you know, why not?
All right, so I have to address this before we do the giveaway.
Okay.
I got to find it, though, because somebody responded to it, and I want to know.
And Kayla is coming tomorrow.
Yay,
so
Kayla.
the giveaways. So you guys make sure and message me your address if you win, so that they'll go out tomorrow. Because otherwise, it'll probably be next week.
Can I put in a plug for the Gaineses?
Yeah.
So Kayla, who handles all the distribution, her husband has written 2 children's books.
Yes.
His name is Mike, M-I-K-E, Gaines, G-A-I-N-E-S.
And he also has a podcast, The Positive Gains.
The Positive Gains is the podcast, and it's always about what's happening good, what's working. He talks to a lot of athletes. He talks to others,
Yes.
successful people.
Coaches.
Yeah. It's not negative, not like me. He's not negative. But the children's books are wonderful. Our grandson let me read it to him. Now, he let me read it to him once, and then he was out
He's
the
out.
door. Yeah.
But he's little baby.
But I got one reading in,
Yes.
and with him in books, you know, it's challenging.
He's better now, though.
He is better now.
Well, he's older, too.
Right.
Yes.
They're great books, and I really recommend. I think they're on Amazon,
Yes.
so you can look them up on Amazon. Again, the author's name is Mike Gaines, and it's Gaines, and his protagonist is named David. So I obviously love it.
That's funny.
And they're just really great books for preschoolers. They really, really are. And for, I would say for K2.
Yes.
K2. Okay, let's see. I want to find it. Where did it go? There it is. Jolene Campbell. How would I get the paper notes? We already discussed that. I am extremely interested, but don't know if I'm good enough yet to take classes. Yes, you are.
So, Jolene, just so you know, I have beginners take my classes. I have people who've been doing these for a while take my classes because I have a very specific, see, the word just left me. We always start from the beginning in our classes. So the first night, we will spend going over definition, what words mean, what you guys can expect, what tools we're going to use. Like we go over everything. And if you ever have any questions, you can ask questions too. So I would say that I am the beginner's person. Like if you're just coming into the niche, I'm a good place to start. And I don't know if my people here can like agree with me or not, but I really do think, because it's my heart to be inclusive so that everybody can participate.
All right, on YouTube, Dreaming Cat Studio, series Possible Ideas, clothing, shoe, purse art. So clothing, shoe, purse, painting, stamping, decoupaging,
Ooh,
decorating glass and mirrors. That might be the one. Mirrors and
that one.
glass.
You know what I should do? This is what I'm going to do. For my insiders, what we'll do is I'll do a poll and I'll let you guys decide what our next
Very
series
good.
is
And
gonna be.
her last recommendation was lampshades. If you are on YouTube and putting hashtag insider, it won't send you the link, but we will put the link in the description.
Yes.
So just go back to this.
I know. I wish there was a way to automate on YouTube. If there's a way, somebody tell me, because I don't know
Yeah.
one.
So, all right. So if we're going to do the papers, what do you say we do the papers on Facebook?
Okay.
Because everybody's kind of looking at them, and there was one that said, where is it? I got to find it.
That she's never used the bird lady?
Yeah, I saw that, but no, this is, oh, come on now.
Come on now.
My granddaughter, Kim Rogers, my granddaughter, who's almost 15, just yelled, mermaids. So I think we got to do it on Facebook. So.
Okay.
All right, so you tell me when to stop.
Beep, 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 beep. Stop.
All right, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Give me 1 through 7.
7.
Zoepinette.
Zoepinette. How do you spell that, baby?
Zoepinette.
Oh, wait, hold on, because I picked the one pen and it doesn't write over here.
So, or Zoe. I don't know if it's Zoe or Zoe. I apologize.
Good night. Maybe I picked the 2 pens. It doesn't work over here. Okay, so Z-O-E.
Zoe, and then it's Pinette.
Okay, Zoe, I hope we're pronouncing it right. Be sure and message me your shipping address, and we'll get these out to you tomorrow, especially if I have your address by then.
I always respond as well to that
Yes.
person's comment. So hopefully it comes up in their notifications. You know, saying David Bell responded to your comment.
And the next one is this tote bag. It's a big tote bag too, and it's like really, I don't know. So this is like a more sustainable option if you're shopping. This is good, or even if you're going to like a craft show, you can take your own bag. There's a Roycycled sticker in here too. I don't know if you guys like my swag, but you know.
I have to say once again, I love doing this at the end because there are folks that when you go, okay, I think that's it, bam, out.
I know, they're out.
And by the way, I'm that guy when I'm watching a video. I'm totally that guy when I'm watching on YouTube. It's like, well, there's the history of Mexico. I'm out.
Bam.
But folks that stay in, they're the ones who can win.
Yes.
So just saying.
So now are we doing,
Let's go YouTube, and then
Okay.
I'll let you do TikTok on the end.
okay.
All right.
I know. I don't know how many people we have watching on TikTok.
So let's go.
I don't have any. I mean, I only have.
I want to go for my end folks, the folks that are commenting right now on YouTube.
Okay.
So give me.
If you're on TikTok, I need to know that you guys are here watching. If we're gonna do, one for TikTok, so you guys say, hey, how you doing? Let me know something, so that I know you guys are here. Because I only see 2 people, but I'm not sure if they're actually on. Okay.
All right. Tommy Quiroz, yes, those bags are available through your Amazon store, through Royce's Amazon
Which
store.
ones? Oh, these zippered bags.
Oh, the zipper bags, yeah. Are you talking about a fabric
or
bag?
these bags. I don't know if these are listed on my site. They should be. I'm fired.
we usually give them away.
We do, but I think I have these ones because these are the big ones, the
I
smaller
use,
ones.
I use one still. I use one for my convention. That's what I carry all my stuff in.
Yeah, because I mean, these ones.
Yeah. All right, so give me a number between 1 and 8.
6.
All
Can't
right.
believe I can jump over TikTok.
That would be, I got to look for the name, because it's Kim Camo.
Kim.
Kim, Kim,
Mm-hmm.
Comeau, but she's using, I'm guessing, her husband's YouTube login.
Oh.
So it says John.
Oh, it says John Camo on
Yes.
there. Okay,
So,
so Kim, make sure and message me. She's on YouTube. If you want to email me, you can contact me at contact us at roycycled.com. And then that way I can get your information and we can get your stuff in the mail tomorrow. And on TikTok, I have 3 people. Okay, baby, give me a number between 1 and 3. I think that's all that I had to respond. Yes, give me a number between 1 and
3.
3. Oh man, that's gonna be hard. So I have user, oh Lord, user 597220. Oh Lord. User 5972056. 826300. Okay, user 5963 blah 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 blah. Message me. Be sure and message me your shipping address so I can get this out to you tomorrow too. Thanks for watching.
Wait a second, don't. Give me 1 second, I'm putting one
Her
last.
name is Lori, I think. Hey, Kim.
I'm putting up one last link to the paper mache course. So if anybody wants
Yeah,
to.
the paper mache, you guys, I'm super excited about it. I think I have like 50 people, which is a small class for me. But I'm excited for whoever signs up.
So there you go. I just put links up both on YouTube and Facebook. So hopefully you can just click through, but if you can't, copy and paste.
Yeah. And if you're on TikTok and you're interested in the paper mache course, you just want to find out more information, you can check out the link in my bio, and the information is there too.
Lisa Vansel, I want a swag bag so when I'm at Hobby Lobby, the bag can be advertised and a great conversation piece.
They're like, what is that about? I'm the most excited about this one. I'm sorry, because there's like goodies in here. I like sending out goodie bags with
Kimberly
craft
Wolf,
supplies
I
in
can
them.
jump over to TikTok. And
Kudos
Paula
to the
Takagi
winner.
asked, do you sell the tote bag? So we'll have to check the website.
I'll have to look on the website. Oh, and shirts. You guys have been asking me about the shirts.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I checked in with the printer here locally, and we're working on something. So if you guys want to order the colored shirts, recycled shirts, they'll be available soon.
Now, it'll be a link through your website, but won't be directly on
No.
your website. So it's one of those where it's going to go to a landing page, but
Yeah.
but it works better for everybody because you'll be able to order exactly what you want. You'll be able to know if it's there, and they'll be able to get it right to you. So right now, there's a lot of T-shirts in bins that we all have to go, do you have this? Do you have this? Do you have this? Oh, I don't know. Is it a woman's cut? Is it what do
Actually,
you
I
call?
have them all prepackaged now.
What do you call the generic cut?
Unisex.
Unisex. Thank you. Unisex cut, which let's face it, none of the ladies like.
Some of the ladies like.
We had people even when we went down to Bisbee saying, no, I want. Can I get it? It was at Bisbee, right? Can I get it that looks like yours? Or no, somebody asked, could they get it like a unisex cut? Because you were wearing the woman's cut.
Yeah, the women's cuts. These actually, this specific shirt, like this is a 2X, I think. Generally, the women's cut run a little bit smaller, so you want to ask for a size up. But these are not like some of the women's cut that are like really small. So if I were you, concerned, just go one size up, and you should be fine.
Yeah. So there we go. All right. Very
Thank you
good.
guys so much for joining us tonight. I really do enjoy you guys every Sunday, and I appreciate you guys giving us your time. And I just want to say that you guys know I say this every Sunday, and it's the honest to God truth. There isn't anything that I've done here today that you cannot absolutely do yourself. Like, you guys can do this, you can do it today, even if you're just starting out, you can do it. All
Went
right.
a little long. Sorry, guys.
I know. You guys have a blessed week, and we'll see you guys next
Oh, wait.
Sunday,
One
Lord
last,
willing.
one last one. I have to throw it in. I'm sorry. You could do your blessed week again. We talked about that we're going to Las Vegas.
Yes.
Yes, we are going to honeymoon as well.
Oh, I'm hoping to do like a little mini workshop in Vegas when
And
I'm
that's
there.
what I wanted to bring up. So if
Yeah.
you are vacationing, or
Or if you're in
live,
Vegas.
you know, in the tri-state area, which is Arizona, California, Nevada, there's not a lot of people that live in that tri-state area because it's the Mojave Desert. But if you are there, we're talking about maybe a live thing in Las Vegas, and we're looking at the hotel rooms. Hotel rooms are not bad
No, because it's
because
summertime.
it's Las Vegas
It's
in the
hot.
summer.
I'm happy about that. So.
Yeah, they're really not bad. So if you guys are thinking about a Vegas trip or just a vacation,
And we're driving. Y'all pray for me. I hate being in the car that long.
what day are we thinking about it? The
Wednesday, the
31st or the 1st? I can look. We're thinking about the
I
2nd.
think it's the second. Yeah,
So we're
August 2nd.
yeah, August 2nd. We're thinking about maybe doing something live. Think of Sunday Night Live, but do it in Las Vegas. So
Yes.
I just want to put that bug in everybody's ear just in case they want to.
Yeah.
And there you go.
All righty. You guys have a blessed week. We'll see you guys.